I am currently in Glasgow's south side. I am in Kings Park. Now this area is actually quite nice, but I'm in the midst of marathon prep, so I'm running the Edinburgh Marathon, and this is my third marathon. And in order to make your longer runs a wee bit more stimulating, to get rid of the monotony, I like to run through areas where I've never been. And I think this is a bit of a phenomenon with longer distance runners. Apparently they do this in like Berlin, Paris, New York, London, where they'll run through areas where most people typically just wouldn't walk through. And it's to keep you stimulated and obviously add a bit of excitement to your longer runs. And I'm no different. Now, I quite like watching as well YouTubers that go into places off the beaten track. So areas where tourists don't typically go. So in my last two marathons, I'd done exactly this, but I didn't document it. And I was thinking to myself, well, when I'm out running, why not just fucking document where I'm going and put it out there for anyone that maybe lived in Glasgow before, or maybe anyone that is intrigued what Glasgow looks like now in 2025, or just in general, maybe what Glasgow looks like where the regular Glaswegian person lives. So the other day I was in Castlemilk. I didn't document because I didn't know I was going to be doing this. And what I'll do is I'll attach a couple of videos next, and then we'll get to the run. So today we're going to be going from Kings Park, where I am now. We're going to go and probably do Hampden Stadium, Govan Hill, which is a bit of a more kind of notorious area in Glasgow. So we'll need to be on our toes in there. We'll go for Govan Hill, maybe into the new Gorbals. So the Gorbals, obviously back in the day, was a bit of a rougher area, but it's been regenerated now. We'll go to the Gorbals, and then we'll come back and we'll go through Tory Glen, which is a housing scheme next to Hampden Stadium, and then we'll come back up to the car. So about 20 kilometres I think today's long run should take. So aye, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, then obviously stay tuned and I'll document where I'm going. So here we are at Hampden Stadium. So we're just running up here to the main entrance. What we're going to do is when we get here, we'll take a left and we'll go right round. So to the left hand side here is what's known as the Rangers End. I wonder if there's any famous people coming out here. Imagine that. So yeah, it's known as the Rangers End. The opposite side, so that side over there, will be known as the Celtic End. Now, anybody that's from Glasgow, if you said to them where are you sitting, you wouldn't typically say what part of the stadium. You would say, I'm sitting in the Rangers End. Or if you're sitting in the opposing stand over that side, you would say I'm sitting in the Celtic End. So anybody that's been here will know. So there's a couple of legends on the entranceways there. Over here we've got Lesser Hampden, so football ground here. Bit of controversy over here. They knocked down one of the main stands. It was one of the oldest football stands in Britain, and yeah, they rebuilt it, so not too happy with that. But so we'll get right round. We'll go round. This is the Rangers End, and we'll come back out the other side. You might have guessed I'm actually a Rangers fan, so we'll head round here. See ya. Round this side, this is what's known as the Celtic End. So this is typically where the Celtic fans would enter from. So they would be down here. What we have down by there is Tory Glen football pitches. And we'll head up here, and then we'll head straight down as if we're heading to what I can actually see Celtic Park from here. Didn't realise that. Celtic Park's just over there in the distance. We'll head up here and we'll take a left and we'll head down towards Govan Hill. But there you go. So that would be what's known as the Celtic End. So on our travels we're off again. So we are going down to Govan Hill. Forgot this was here. So this was home to Third Lanark, I believe. I'm actually going to need to fact check this because I'm not sure, but this is one of the oldest football grounds in Scotland, if not the world. So we're going to take a run round here. You can actually see where the old stands used to be. Over there you've got the old fencing. So this is the old, I'm sure it was Third Lanark. But yeah, oh fuck, not a good, see what I do, man, for fucking content. Right, we'll head round here and we'll show you the old turnstiles. I've actually turned it back into a football pitch, which is nice to see. So like we can see here, you've got the old terraces. So there's the old steps that take you up there. This goes round in a bowl. You'll see it all the way around. And if we come round here, you can see the old turnstiles. So the old turnstiles, old standing areas. And again, This is me behind one of the goals. We come round. Again, you've got the older style stands that they would have had, and you can see the steps that take you up. Wow, it's a football pitches there. The weather's just changed for the worse. So we'll come back out of here and then we'll head back into Govan Hill. Brilliant, eh? So this area that I'm now in is Govan Hill. So Govan Hill has got a wee bit of a reputation. The old public school there, I wonder how old that is. But these buildings, these tenements here have been around for hundreds of years, and what's mad is you're talking maybe a kilometre down the street in places like Queen's Park and Shawlands. The prices of these properties can maybe be 3 or 4x what they are in this area here for the exact same type of property. These old style tenements. But yeah, feels okay running through here. But as you can see, there's just weather's not great. It's kind of typical Glasgow weather. But yeah, this is proper Glasgow. This is like, someone asks you like to run through real Glasgow and not the touristy spots. This would definitely be one to come down and experience what real Glasgow now is actually like. So we'll run down here. As you can see, proper real Glasgow. So all these windows are boarded up, smashed up. A bit more urban in there. So yeah, this is more of your kind of authentic, off the beaten track stuff that we're looking for. So as we run down here, so you can see this part here, Govan Hill, I've obviously seen better days. There's more old tenements built, boarded up. We'll come right round here. I say they're all empty in here. And then we'll head down here on Westmoreland Street we're on. Again, all these old style tenements are massive. This is yeah, they're the old tenements in Glasgow. And this is Govan Hill. So we are going for here. We're going to head down for here. Probably now the weather is atrocious. So we'll go down here and we'll head to the new Gorbals. We are still in Govan Hill. We're just leaving Govan Hill now. And these are your older style tenements that have all been renovated. So we're just going to leave here. I think this is Paul Madee down here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I actually don't know. You can actually get in a backcourt in there. Well, I get in a backcourt. If they're not getting in, I'm getting in. Let's go in. Fucking danger money. Yeah, we'll get in a backcourt. I'm intrigued what's in here, fucking hell. These are a backcourt. Govan Hill. So there you are. The old tenements. The old backcourts. Wow. Right, out of here. So we'll head down. We'll go through Paul Madee and then we'll go down to the Gorbals. We've now made it down and we're in the Gorbals. Actually, I just had a quick look there on the way down and I can see that they've taken a couple of the big high-rise flats that used to be here and they've taken them down. So this is us now down this side here. Down there is Hutchison Town and Oatlands. If you can remember what that looked like back in the day. So yeah, you can see in there used to be the high-rise flats. They're gone now. So, and then we've got these three, not high-rise, but the higher living. But this is us now into the heart of the Gorbals. So a lot of these areas have been regenerated so much. Now, it intrigues me what these housing schemes would have been like 30, 40 years ago, because they had that reputation. But now, a lot of these areas, especially around about the Oatlands and Hutchison Town, are actually quite desirable. You could be talking nearly 200 grand for a 2-bedroom flat. So a lot of these areas have all changed now. This is more of the kind of older style Gorbals still left in here. But if we go up here, you've got all the kind of newer, but my phone is still visible, but it's still here. So we've got still some of the last remaining big high-rise blocks in the Gorbals. So here we are. Will we run in? We'll run in. We'll see what's in here. Waddle Court. I don't think these will be coming down anytime soon. They've all been regenerated. Right, we're going to go here. We're going to turn right. We'll run back down. This is Glasgow city centre across the water here. Glasgow Green. So we'll head back down. I'm going to turn right. I want to go through Tory Glen and then we'll go back to the car because the weather is turned for the worse, and it's not conducive to proper running weather, that is for sure. This is Scotland, but what else can we expect? There's the obelisk in the background for Glasgow Green. Might as well get a video while we're passing. So this is Shawfield Stadium, where they used to run the greyhounds or the dugs back in the day. It's obviously all shut now. I was trying to find a wee exit to see if I could get in. Don't actually know what they're doing with this. Massive plot of land. But aye, Shawfield dugs, the dugs, and then get your bets on the dugs. It's actually for a reason today, so we're going to head for here and then back up here towards Rutherglen, and then down right through Tory Glen. But again, all of that area over there, Oakland's all changed. Actually really nice area now. I would absolutely live there. Just meant to think 20-30 years ago if you'd have said that, but no, and really nice flats in there. So we're now in Rutherglen, so we're running through here. I actually didn't realise this estate here was so big. You can only see so many blocks from the main road that takes you down into Dalmarnock, which is the road that takes you down into Celtic Park. But I didn't realise there was so many big blocks in here. So this is again first time I've ever been down here. I've never ran through here, so we'll head down. I did not believe there was so many different blocks in here, but I think you can tell this area is obviously still quite rough. You can see that there's obviously graffiti and stuff that's been tagged on the flats around about here, these blocks. But as I say, I didn't realise there was so many. I can remember playing football in there, but back in the day, when Rutherglen, I think Rutherglen have still got a team running. But this is us heading down now towards Tory Glen Road. So we turn right here, it'll take us down into Tory Glen and the circus where they filmed the famous Sonny Bravia commercial where they blew up the flats. And yeah, so these flats are actually just up here, so we'll film there as well. So this is me now in the back, Tory Glen. So all of these big blocks over here, down here, I believe is where they filmed the big explosion. All the paint canisters went off. They literally had one take to get it right, and it's now one of the most kind of iconic adverts that ever was filmed. So this is down here, and this is Tory Glen Circus, I believe it was called back in the day. But it's all changed now, it's all been knocked down. These are all regenerated and all new flats. Also all the old blocks up here are still there. So yeah, we'll run down and we'll have a wee look through the new estate and see what it's looking like now. So here we are in Tory Glen. Again, these older style blocks are all here. So we're going to head down here. We're going to just keep heading straight, I think, because the weather is not in my favour. And that will take us up into Kings Park again, so essentially where we started. That'll take us back in here. But this is Tory Glen. Again, another massive housing estate on the south side. As you can see, these bigger kind of blocks are everywhere. So Hampden is just over there to the right hand side in the distance, and then you've got Tory Glen's football facility that you've seen earlier. That's just over in the background as well. So as you can see, this is Tory Glen. Huge big estate in here. And actually nowadays it's more a kind of desirable area as well. These flats in here are definitely not on the cheap side now. So there we go. That is the south side of Glasgow and how it looks in 2025. As you can hear and see, the weather is typical Glaswegian weather. It's horrendous. But if you want to see more of these, any other areas that I may decide to run around to try and break up the monotony of the marathon training in these longer runs, then let me know. Just like, comment, subscribe, and if there's any recommendations of areas that are me to run round, then I'll see what I can do.